Hello indie game fans! I have a whole bunch of awesome indie games in this video, including a number of titles seeking crowdfunding and some very interesting cyberpunk titles, all this and more in the first video on new trailers of May 2021. Let's begin with The Dream of Shadowlands, an awesome looking hand-drawn action survival horror title with a look inspired by 90s anime. Play as a young woman who awakens in a mysterious new world, having to team up with a demon, unravel the plot of a cult, and battle horrifying monsters in order to get to a goddess who might have the power to send her home.
I want to find you, Renica, and you seem desperate to leave this place faster than you got here.
There's combat, puzzles, and exploration, where key items must be found and you need to manage your will stat in order to prevent your weapon from breaking, which are the elements of a survival horror title.
Hey, where did you pick up that fancy pet demon of yours? Or are you his pet?
I know it's hard, especially for a softie like you, kid. But as soon as you give up, that's it. You'll get eaten alive.
This will be released in 5 episodes, with the first already being available on Steam for free, so do check that out and contribute to the campaign if interested. A title that caught my attention on Twitter is Lost Eidolons, a mature take on the turn-based tactics title, much like Rise Eterna in Monday's video, but with a more realistic and grimdark world as compared to the sprites in that. While the trailer does not show much of the turn-based combat, I do like the look of what is shown, where they are going for the photorealistic look which seems to be working here. Critically, for fans of Fire Emblem and Final Fantasy Tactics, this has dozens of character classes to choose from, where factors like terrain, elevation, environmental hazards and even mounts factor into the strategy, so expect great things from this. On top of the tactics portion, there is an open world exploration element as well, where you roam around from a third-person view, where you explore the world, chat with NPCs, shop at merchants and more, with there being an element of fantasy as well, with mythical monsters in the wild. Looks awesome and is almost at its campaign target, so please support this if you can, and if you're looking for more upcoming tactics title, check out this video linked above. The first cyberpunk title of interest is Tattoo Punk, one which is pretty self-explanatory as you embody the role of a tattoo artist running your own cyber parlor and have to find a way to make the business sustainable. Set in the year 2100, where megacorps are in control and society is under the latest stage of capitalism, paint your art on the bodies of your customers and manage advertisements, socials and more in order to be profitable. Seems like a unique setting and an interesting take on the first-person mechanic sim, so it's something that I'll be keeping an eye on. This title will be for a specific type of person, since Soulash is a classic turn-based roguelike, which means turn-based combat, tile-based movement, procedural generation and permadeath using a classic fantasy setting with multiple races, professions and skills. Play as the ex-god king of the world, whose powers were stripped away but managed to escape to the mortal realm, having to rebuild your strength in anticipation of when the new gods come for you and the epic clash that will ensue. It has an open world structure with things like destructible terrain, dynamic weather, a day-night cycle, survival mechanics like hunger, thirst and fatigue, and crafting skills like woodcutting, mining and fishing, so not your typical run-based dungeon crawler, but rather something more expensive. It does seem to be a little niche, which is why its campaign isn't doing too hot, but if you're a fan of this genre, do give this a look.
The ruins. I found something there. Though this power is new, I feel like I've had it my whole life. I can use it to repair. I can use it to build. Now, I need it to fight.
One of the most interesting titles on this list is Flowstone Saga, a turn-based JRPG where you play Tetris, which is exactly the kind of innovation that I love to see. And wait until you find out who this developer is. Yes, some of you might recognize the name of the developer as they are the people behind the awesome 16-bit roguelike dungeon crawler Tangle Deep, where this game is set in the same universe but with significantly different gameplay. Play as a flowmancer, having to explore the islands of Ocean's End, delving into ancient ruins, searching for treasure, gathering resources, and uncovering mysteries while battling foes and keeping the village safe. There's more to the combat than just Tetris, with custom, non-tetromino shapes, link crystals which cause extra damage, and even an elemental twist in the mix, with action-adventure style exploration, a village building elements, and a whole host of NPCs to befriend.
And every step forward only brings new questions. My friends will be there to help me.
Interestingly, this is the second go-around for this developer since I covered their earlier unsuccessful campaign titled Puzzle Explorers: A Tangle Deep Story, so it goes to show that if you truly believe in what you're making, definitely stick to your guns.
I will defend my friends. And I will keep searching. But even if I find it, am I ready for the truth?
For thousands of years, our ancestors have guarded the elemental stones. They've kept our world safe from the other realm.
I'm no marketing expert, but I hate the title of this next game, which is titled Elements. Right? How much more generic of a title can this be? But putting that aside, this is an open world action-adventure title that does look fantastic, where you go on a journey to secure the 8 elemental stones in order to restore balance to the world. I like the look of this, especially the combat animations, so do give this a wishlist, although if the developer is listening, do consider changing the title.
Destiny.
It doesn't matter if you believe in destiny. It's your turn to save the world.
Very happy to share that the Kickstarter campaign for Oddventure is live, a 16-bit turn-based RPG that has to be inspired by Earthbound due to the look and combat interface, where if you're interested in more upcoming indie games like Earthbound, do check out my video linked above. This tells the story of a girl trapped in a cursed fairy tale world, self-described as Nietzsche meets Alice in Wonderland and Grimm's fairy tale, so expect plenty of dark humor despite the cutesy look. But what a look this is! I love the pixel art here, where everything from the color palette, character designs, backgrounds and environmental details are on point, really looking like Mother 2 but with their own take on it. And unsurprisingly, this has already been fully funded with plenty of time to go, but still, do check out the campaign rewards if interested.
Chris, the last Tyrannosaurus on the planet. Will he manage to earn enough on repairs? a time machine and find his love in the past.
Valhalla but with dinosaurs is how I would describe Dynopunk, and yes, that is exactly as weird as it sounds. Rather than mixing drinks or brewing coffee, you're instead behind the counter of a repair shop, tinkering away at gadgets to repair them or to cause further damage, all of which should influence the story down the line. Very interesting pixel art look as well, so if you're down for weird indie games, this is the title to watch. If you're still craving for more cyberpunk, do check out this video linked in the top right.
In the Cyberpunk Saga, Dynopunk.
A series that some of you like me may have nostalgia for is Valthirian Arc, going way back to flash game portals like Congregate. So if you've been wondering what happened to that series, I do have a nice surprise for you. This Fantasy Academy Simulator series somehow got made into a full-fledged game named Hero School Story in 2018, with a sequel just being confirmed recently with an updated art style. If you're not familiar, you run an academy for heroes, so knights, wizards, archers and more, having to recruit, train and send students out on expeditions in order to boost the reputation of the school. Love this type of management game, so it gets a spot. Fan favourite title Elementallis gets top billing since it's a wonderful looking Zelda-style action-adventure title that is very retro, with the unique hook of elemental magic used in combat, puzzles and exploration. While it does have quite a classic structure of 8 elements to find and 8 different biomes and dungeons, this is supposed to be a little bit more freeform in that you can tackle them in any order that you like, with the different elements being used to access previously blocked off areas in a Metroidvania fashion. You can even combine elements in clever ways, such as causing a pool of water to form and then striking it with lightning for AoE damage, so it does look like fun. And again, the people have spoken and is already fully funded, raising more than twice its goal, but do check out the rewards. Love the game and happy for the success, so wishing this developer all the best, and hey, at least it's not named Elements. For a look at more upcoming Zelda-like titles, check out these videos and I will see you after the jump.